Okay. Go tell your daddy I'm going to do a meeting. And I'll mute myself.
And Jody's having breakfast with chopsticks.
Okay. What time is it there, Jody?
It is 8 o'clock in the morning.
Thursday? Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
I am 13 hours ahead of Central Time and then 12 hours ahead of Nicole. So, yep, 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Normally, we would be on the road on our way to school, but today the Chinese school is closed, so we're going to go pick up a car that I get to drive.
Yes! Congratulations for driving.
Awesome.
Yes. I'm a little scared to drive for the first time in China after not having driven a real car for 1 year. But I've been told if I can drive in China and not die, I can drive anywhere in the entire world. Yes, it is going to be a stick shift.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started since I'm recording. We have 4 of us here, or 3 of us on right now, but I'm recording this, so I know there are some people that may not be able to join us live, and they will hopefully catch this later. This is my effort to do a little team training. I decided that it was a good idea to try to do some team training, and I jotted down some subjects, and the first subject that came to mind was product information and how to guide your customers, because at the end of the day, this is what we do. We are very blessed by Plexus that we don't have to stock inventory. We don't have to deal with customer service, with shipping problems, with quality assurance, with testing and clinical trials. Plexus Worldwide does all of that for us. So our responsibility as ambassadors is to deliver awesome, excellent customer service to both our customers and ambassadors. So we have to do that. We need to know the products. You don't have to know every single ingredient, but you need to understand the products and how they work and what they do so that you know what products to recommend to people and how to help tell them to take them and how to help them troubleshoot some of the issues. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because I have no doubt that our products work. And in fact, I just had a conversation with a mutual friend of Jody's and mine, and it came up and I said, you know, is it possible that you weren't taking the correct products, or you weren't taking them the correct way, or you weren't taking them consistently, or you didn't give it enough time? And she said, yeah, that's possible. So in my opinion, there are 5 reasons why people fail at Plexus, or why Plexus doesn't work for them. And it's because they're not on the right products. They're not taking them in the correct manner. They're not taking them consistently. They're not drinking half their body weight in water, or they simply haven't given the products enough time. If any of you have heard of Ame Darling, she's an Emerald Ambassador. She is a master nutritionist. She has tons of YouTube videos out there that are really great information on the products. But I believe she said that she didn't really lose any weight for a year. I mean, she felt great and had good energy and she was getting healthy, but she didn't lose any weight for a year. And then the weight started falling off. So it's all about getting your body in balance. And so these are things that you have to share with your customers to be able to keep them from giving up and guide them in the right way. So I'm not going to focus tonight too much on ingredients. I will point you to a couple of documents. Okay, here's my attempt at screen sharing here. If you go to the Jewel Journey Freedom Team page and you go to the Files tab, hold on please, you will find this document called Ingredients Details, and I've actually updated it to include Edge. And this was my research online to find out as much as I could about the individual ingredients. So because when I decided the products worked, I needed to know why. So the other thing that I would, if you really want to know, whoops, what did I do? If you really want to know a lot about that, the other thing is I would refer you to this call when I find it, this one. This is a Pink Power Team call that I did back in February about these ingredients. So you can call into this number, use this access code and this reference number, and I can get that to you later if it disappears here and you need that information. But what you can do is you can pull out that document and listen to that call and just kind of get some refresher on what the ingredients do. So what I want to focus on tonight is overall what the products do, and who you recommend them for and how you troubleshoot it. Okay, so I want to focus really on the triplex because that is our most popular combination. It's what we sell the very most, and there's really not a person on the planet that wouldn't benefit from all three products. I want to start there. So let's start with the Slim. So as most of you know, it was originally created back in 2008 for type 2 diabetics to help stabilize their blood sugar. That's what we were about. And then when they studied it, we found that everybody was losing weight in inches. And thought, oh, okay, so there's a lot going on in here. So Slim is great for a lot of things. It does help with weight loss. It helps with appetite suppression. It helps with cravings. It gives you a natural boost of energy from the antioxidants. Those same antioxidants have really great anti-inflammatory effects and can help with chronic inflammatory joint pain and autoimmune pain. It helps you burn fat and not muscle when you're exercising. And it also improves your cholesterol and triglyceride levels. It's going to help you raise your good cholesterol or your HDL and lower your bad cholesterol. So Slim is great for everything. Even if somebody doesn't need to lose weight but just wants to be healthier, it's going to help get their stress hormones back in balance. It's going to help improve their cholesterol. It's going to help give them natural energy and great antioxidants. So that's a huge, huge thing for Slim. The next ingredient in our triplex combo is the BioCleanse. And this is probably the most misunderstood product in all of Plexus. When anybody hears cleanse, they just think cleanse, like go to the bathroom all day long kind of cleanse. And that's not what BioCleanse is. It does help relieve constipation in some people, but I will also tell you this, is I have people that I know that have chronic diarrhea that take BioCleanse, and it doesn't hurt them. So our products are tools to help your body be balanced and get your body where it needs to be. So don't just think of BioCleanse as a laxative. It will help people who suffer from some constipation, but it is so much more than that. I actually have a new ambassador who that's the only product she's currently taking, and she has terrible asthma, and she told me completely unsolicited that she felt like she was breathing better from the BioCleanse, which makes total sense because the BioCleanse is designed to help oxygenate our tissues better. And I didn't really understand that, and I went back and read the science behind the ingredients document that came from Plexus, and it's really complicated, but it explains how the antioxidants and the bioflavonoids create more oxygen in your body, and that's amazing. The bioflavonoids in there are fantastic antioxidants as well, and helps support collagen production. So these are all really healthy things going on at the cellular level that you can't necessarily appreciate by just calling it the cleanse. And then, of course, the third product is, I think, probably the most magical of our products is the probiotic. So in a nutshell, we all know that we need probiotics, right? So most doctors, even the doctors that aren't into the health supplement regime, will tell you that 99% of Americans need to be on a probiotic. And the reason for that is our systems are completely out of balance. We talk about candida yeast all the time. And candida is a fungus that is normal in our bodies. It is normal to be there in small amounts. It will never be gone. However, with the lifestyles that we lead and the diets that we consume, we have way too much candida and not enough good bacteria. So this explains, for example, when you take an antibiotic, it wipes out the bacteria that's causing you sickness. It also wipes out your good beneficial bacteria, and then you get a yeast infection. It's because that yeast that was laying dormant in your system is now It's unsuppressed. It's not in check. So what's special about our ProBio 5 is not only that it's putting in good bacteria, but there's a special enzyme that helps kill the excess yeast in our body. It's called chitosanase. It's an enzyme that breaks down the cellular wall of the yeast, and when that cell wall is broken down, the yeast just die and release all their toxins. That's important, and that's why BioCleanse is important, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's not enough just to put good bacteria in your system. If you're just putting good bacteria into an unbalanced system, it's like a needle in a haystack. It's not going to do any good. You have got to overcome that yeast overgrowth and get your system back in check so that those good bacteria aren't being completely destroyed and overwhelmed by the yeast. Not only does our probiotic have that antifungal enzyme and the good bacteria, it also has grapeseed extract, which is why red wine is so good for you. It's super potent antioxidant. It's great for your heart. And also vitamin C. And it's just really fantastic antioxidants. Oh, and the digestive enzymes. I almost forgot the digestive enzymes to help you actually break down the foods that you are eating and get better nutrition into your body. Okay, so those are our 3 products. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can recommend these products to people. I don't know if this is this document. I'll show it to you. I don't know if it's in our team page. If not, I can put it there. This is one example of a way that you can recommend to start triplex. So I can send this to you.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
Just a quick FYI, screen share is not working.
Oh,
So we've not been able to see any of your screens, just so you know. So definitely.
Thank you. Let me try this again.
I sent you a chat message, but I didn't think you saw it. So.
Can you now?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Ah,
good job.
Thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
This is one way that you can suggest starting triplex. So when you start talking to your new customer, your new ambassador, you have to be really upfront. And believe me, I learned this the hard way. And I actually lost customers and ambassadors over this because I didn't know this a year ago. So literally the first conversation I say is, all right, how often do you poop? Because I was not aware that the vast majority of the world is constipated. And here's the problem. If you start ProBio 5 and start killing off yeast and it's dying and releasing its toxins into your system and you aren't pooping, you're not eliminating those toxins, guess what they do? They go right back into your bloodstream and you're actually worse off now than you were before you started the plexus, and they're going to say, forget this, I feel like crap. So depending on what the person tells me, if I have somebody who suffers from constipation and does not eliminate regularly, I generally have them start with the BioCleanse. I will have them start with 1 to 2 BioCleanse once or twice a day. So like 1 to 2 pills a day to start with. And I'll have them do that for 3 days. And if they're still not eliminating at least once a day, then I'll have them go up. And they can titrate that BioCleanse up to 4 capsules in a day. And those can be either taken as one dose all at one time, or you can divide it into 2 separate doses, just depending on, what's convenient for the person. I try to simplify it and make it as simple as possible. I personally take my now I'm taking my Slim at lunchtime, but I take my BioCleanse at dinner time and my probiotic and my Mega X at bedtime. I'm not taking BioCleanse multiple times a day. So for me, I think it's really, really important that you get people eliminating at least once a day before you start anything else. So I usually start with just BioCleanse for 3 or 4 days. Once their system is going, then I will tell them they can start the Slim by itself, or they can start the Slim and the probiotic. And let me explain to you some of the rationale here. When we talk about detox symptoms, we're generally referring to things caused by the probiotic. So when we kill off that excess yeast and the yeast die and release the toxins into our system, we can have some detox symptoms. And it can be anywhere from some bloating, abdominal pain, rash, headache, fatigue, joint pain, just really kind of mild, vague symptoms. My mom's she said her tummy was tender. She was bloated and her belly kind of hurt. But you should know that those detox symptoms can also happen with Slim. I have had a few people detox off Slim, and the reason I think that happens is the antioxidants in Slim just overwhelms their system, and it starts attacking all the free radicals in their body, and they get symptomatic from that. So you just need to be very upfront when you have a new customer or new ambassador and say, look, this is not a magic bullet, and there's not a magic recipe for how to get started. Everybody's body responds differently. You and I need to talk every day that first 3 or 4 days when you start these products, because if we don't, you might get off on the wrong start, and it's really important that we talk about this. So, if you start somebody with the BioCleanse first, and then you have them add the Slim for a few days. So say it's 3 days of BioCleanse, and then they start adding the Slim. Let's say they start detoxing a little bit with the Slim. A couple of things you can recommend is just make sure they're drinking their water. Water intake is huge for detox. If you're not drinking the water, the detox will be worse. If that is not the problem, you can suggest that they cut the Slim in half and only take a half a Slim a day for a few days and kind of ease into it. Other things that I have seen on our team pages that are helpful for detox are things like milk thistle or extra vitamin C, like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C once or twice a day. Helps kind of settle your liver and settle things down and help you overcome that. The other advice for detox is that they just need to push through it. So if it's mild, if it's noticeable but mild, my recommendation is just to stay the course, push through it, drink lots of water, and don't add any more Plexus products until that detox starts to subside. Okay, so let's say we've done 3 days of BioCleanse and 3 days of Slim, and now we're ready to start the ProBio 5. Now, this is when you can really get into detox. So that's why we recommend you start with 1 ProBio 5 for several days, just to make sure you're not detoxing off this. Again, the same suggestions apply here, where you can push through it. You can add milk thistle, you can add vitamin C, lots and lots of water. If it's really problematic, you can actually have them back off and just do 1 ProBio 5, say every other day, and slowly ease into it. In general, the recommended dose for ProBio 5 is 2 daily. Some people with really rampant yeast overgrowth will need 3 or even 4. So these are your people with real autoimmune diseases that know they have yeast overgrowth. I have one nurse on my customers that knows that she has chronic yeast sinus infections. She's been on 4 probiotics for, I think, 3 or 4 months at least. She knows she's going to have to stay on that dose for a while and then slowly taper down. Okay, so I've been talking for like 20 minutes. So I want to shut up for a minute and give you a chance to ask some questions or give me your thoughts or some of your experiences troubleshooting with your ambassadors.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I don't think I'm not listening. I am working on a ceiling fan, but I'm listening.
I'm very impressed by you too.
Oh, don't be. So I have a new preferred customer that just bought the Triplex and the X Factor. And she's gotten her products, but she has started her X Factor, but she has not started her Triplex yet because she had to go be with her dad for a little bit, and she wanted to wait till she got back to start her products, so in case she had die-off symptoms. Okay. She has uncontrollable problems with her sinuses, just like you were talking about, and that was interesting to me. When you were talking about the yeast and sinuses, and I'm learning that Candida really plays a big part in so many things I never thought about. But what is your recommendation on how I should tell her to start these products. She's only taking the X Factor right now because she didn't figure that would hurt anything. If anything, it would give her some energy.
Right.
But when she gets back from her trip, which is going to be in a few days, she is going to start her triplex. But I want to do this right this time. I want to get them started in the correct, in a good way, instead of just starting one of each daily. I want to work with her and tell her the best way for her, work with her. I mean, I know I'm going to have to talk to her daily on it, just like I was listening with you, but
Right.
Your thoughts on that?
Well, again, I would see what her elimination pattern is to start with. Like, does she have a good bowel pattern? I mean, is she eliminating and having a good bowel movement every day? That's going to be a huge factor. I mean, I did not know that. I did not start asking.
I didn't either.
Probably 6 months ago. And what happened was I had one of my actually nurse anesthetist colleagues, somebody I went to school with, and she had horrible symptoms because she started everything at once. And I had no idea that, like, she only moved her bowels every 3 days. I was like, ugh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's the first question I would ask her is, and I just laugh about it and say, okay, we got to get real personal here.
Right.
How often do you poop? So let's say she has a normal bowel pattern. Let's say she has a bowel movement every day.
Okay.
I would still start her with 1 to 2 BioCleanse a day. If she has a normal pattern, she can go ahead and probably start the Slim at the same time and be fine.
Okay.
If she does not have a good bowel pattern, I would definitely get her on the BioCleanse and only the BioCleanse, and the X Factor is fine until she establishes that pattern. And then I would have her introduce the Slim. And if she knows that she is really in this bad of a way with her sinuses, she may need to be just on BioCleanse and Slim for a week before she starts introducing the ProBio 5. It's all going to come down to what she feels.
Right. Okay.
So she just like you said, you need to make sure she's aware of the possible die-off symptoms, that
Yes.
die-off can actually happen from the Slim too. And that she's just the key for her is going to be slowly introducing the products so that her system isn't overwhelmed.
Right. Okay. That's good to know, because I never really dove that far into it. So that's good information.
And it makes sense if you're if you have antioxidants killing free radicals and you've got ProBio 5 killing yeast, but it's not leaving your system, it makes sense, but I never thought of it either.
Yeah. No, it does make total sense when you think about it that way. But it just never occurred to me to think about it that way.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, I've had a lot of people tell me that that normal for them is every 3 days. And I'm just like, okay, let's be clear. That's not normal. People will tell, and you will have customers and ambassadors try to convince you that that's normal, to only have a bowel movement every other day or every 3 days. It is not normal. We are eating food 3 times a day. Something needs to come out at least once a day.
Right.
It is not normal. They will convince you because they've convinced themselves that it's normal. It's not normal.
Yes. Well, I totally see where you're coming from with that now, which it just, I don't know why I never thought about it. I guess because you just don't think about going around, you don't think around about people pooping,
Right. I know. The other thing is,
yourself and your own habits and.
right. Exactly. The other thing is you will have people that are not going to follow the instructions you send. They're just going to jump in and take all 3 products at once. And I've had people do that, and I've had some get away with it and some not. So that's when you have to catch up with them and say, look, we have got to talk, because if I don't know how you're taking the products and I don't know what your system is like, I can't give you good advice. And if we don't communicate, I can't help you.
Right. No, I promise you, she is someone that will follow directions to a T. I mean, she's hired a nutritionist. She's been doing an Ayurvedic diet. So I mean, she's trying all these different things
Awesome.
to help her with her sinuses. And she would get a little relief here and a little relief there. And I had been on her for a while to try Plexus, and she finally messaged me the other night and said, "Okay, I'm ready to try. And if this stuff works for me, I'm going to become your number one advocate." And I was like, "Well, you can be an ambassador then if that works."
The other thing is I would remind her is to be really, really patient. I have to think, the nurse that I was talking about with the sinuses, I'm pretty sure she's been with me since October. I mean, it's been a long time. And it's only been about 2 months ago she lost any weight. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of weight to lose, but it was one of her goals. It took that long to get her system in order. And one of the recommendations, I got this from Dee Compton and from somebody else as a guideline. Okay, so we talk about the Candida spit test.
Right.
I think I sent that, Michelle, to you. I usually send it to everybody. The thing with the Candida spit test is it's not perfectly scientific. It is a way to kind of titrate your therapy and get an idea where you stand. It's not perfect, but it's one way to do it. The other way, I talked to Dee, and it was suggested to her by a physician that you should be on the maximum ProBio 5 therapy. So 4 ProBio 5. 1 month for every year that you have suffered. So if you've had an autoimmune condition or a chronic yeast infection or whatever it is that has been ailing you for a chronic long period of time, let's say it's been 10 years. So if it's been 10 years, you need to work up to 4 ProBio 5 and stay there for 10 months and then work your way back down to the maintenance of 2. So I've seen that as a recommendation too.
Oh, wow. See, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this call again, because this is good stuff and I want to write it down.
The other thing I would encourage you to, so we are all teammates here. Anytime you have a customer with a weird reaction or a weird question or you don't know what to do, that's what all the team is for. I mean, it happens to me all the time. I'll shoot a message out on the Pink Power Team page or the Pink Rocker page or the Jewel Journey page and say, has anybody ever encountered this? So use your team. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because everybody's system is different and these supplements work differently, and somebody out there in our huge Pink Power team has probably seen a similar thing if you come across something weird. So just because you don't know what to do, don't panic. Reach out to your team. That's what everybody's here for. And so I've learned things from my customers, but other people have had different experiences, and that's how we learn, is by sharing.
Right, for sure. Well, I know she's been suffering a long time with her sinuses, and another thing is reflux. She's not really looking for weight loss, but she says if there is weight loss, it would be a bonus.
Right.
So
it sounds like she's on exactly the right ingredients. So like if people are just telling me they want to be healthy, or they've got a yeast problem, or they've got, they know that they've got leaky gut, or they've got migraines, or they've got whatever it is that's not necessarily weight loss, Triplex and X Factor are definitely the right regime for them, plus or minus even the Omega. The Mega X is really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I might recommend the Megas to her then.
Right, because since you brought up Megas, we'll talk about Omegas here for a second. What people don't, and that's another thing that you can almost universally get doctors to agree to. Doctors are not going to give you a hard time about a good quality vitamin or a probiotic or an omega supplement, because Americans do not eat enough omega-3 fatty acids. We get way too much of GMO corn-based omega-6, which is not what is in our omega, by the way. We have good quality omega-6 in ours. But the thing that's important about omega fatty acids is, especially omega-3, our body can't make it. We can only have to take it in. We can't make it from anything else. The other omegas our body can make if we have the proper diet, which most of us don't have the proper diet. Except I had salmon tonight. Once a month. But the thing about omega fatty acids, why they're so awesome, is they have really potent anti-inflammatory effects. So, if you have heart disease or you're at risk for a stroke, doctors recommend for you, they'll put you on a statin if they're going the pharmacological route, not because your cholesterol is high necessarily, but statins have a similar anti-inflammatory effect inside your blood vessels. Omegas have the same thing. So they have anti-inflammatory effects in your blood vessels. That's what really causes a heart attack or stroke. You get inflammation in the lining of your arteries, and then a little bit of debris sticks on there and causes a heart attack, and makes a clot and makes a heart attack or a stroke. So omegas are good for vascular anti-inflammatory effects, but they're also really good for your joints too. Like my mom started with omega and X Factor and probiotic, and her arthritis pain in 3 months was remarkably better from the anti-inflammatory just from the omega. So Mega X is a fantastic product for if somebody's just looking to be healthier. Triplex, X Factor, and Mega X. I know it sounds like a lot, but those are really, it's going to give them a lot of health benefit for the buck.
Did you get it?
Well, that's exactly what I take, so that won't be
Awesome.
easy to remember.
So if somebody comes to you and so a lot of times people come to you and they want weight loss. The first thing I recommend is start with Triplex. I know, Jody, laugh at me now. Just go ahead. Yep.
Hey, you need to click that button on your computer that says back to meeting.
Where is it?
It's on your screen, the little orange square with the back arrow that I see. It says back to meeting. There, now you're back.
Oh, it said stop share. Okay. So Jody
Yeah,
can make
okay.
Jody can make fun of me now.
Because you disobeyed me. You wouldn't listen.
So
Success.
case in point about your customers or ambassadors not taking the correct products, I am guilty as the next person because I was all about weight loss. I didn't need to be healthier. I was plenty stinking healthy. And I started with Slim and Accelerator for 3.5 months, and I didn't lose any weight. And I was like, fine, I'll get my money back. I give up. It didn't work. And Jody begged and pleaded. She said, just humor me and try the gut health. And just, if it doesn't work, you can still get your money back. Just do it. So, well, of course I did that. And 6 weeks later, I started losing weight. So even those of us who think we have really healthy diets, the food that we eat is just not as nutritive as we think it is. Our diets just aren't as clean. We're really careful. So you can imagine people that aren't careful. You okay?
Sorry.
You didn't fall.
I just dropped a screwdriver on my head, that's all. That's okay. I'm still listening, though.
I got Michelle falling down on her chin. I've got Manya dropping screwdrivers. Lord have mercy. Help us.
Just making it interesting.
Perfect. So for me, I wasn't taking the right products. I needed to be on Triplex. So that is why I say to everyone, Triplex is where it's at. That's what everybody needs to be on, minimum. Now, if they really want weight loss, I still think that's a great place to start. And that might be enough for them to lose weight. But if they're really ambitious and they want to try to speed things up, or say they've been on Triplex for a little while and they hit a plateau and they need to get over a plateau, that's where you can start adding things like either Accelerator or Boost. And just as a reminder, Accelerator and Boost are either or products. No one at any time takes both products. You either take Accelerator or you take Boost. They're too similar in their ingredients. Boost is just slightly stronger, for lack of a better word. So, Accelerator is the one that we recommend for people who have desk jobs or don't work out regularly. But Accelerator is also really great for those people who have emotional eating, because it has that 5-HTP that helps increase your serotonin, which is your happy chemical. So sometimes people will admit that they're eating not because they're hungry, but they're happy, they're sad, they're lonely, they're bored, they're whatever emotion is floating around in their mind is why they're eating. So Accelerator is a really good choice for people that have that sort of thing. For people who like to work out or are very active, People Boost is a good option for them. And at the end of the day, what I usually recommend for people, I'll recommend one or the other. But if they don't love that one, I'll say, then just switch and try the other one, because it's a little unpredictable. Some people that you would think would love Boost actually like Accelerator better, and vice versa. So those products are really great to either speed weight loss or to get you over a plateau. The other thing is Block, our carb blocker. So that is great for diabetics that are worried about their blood sugar, but also for weight loss. So, you have those people out there that no matter what, even if their cravings and everything are under control, they just can't lay off their carbs. They're from that Italian family, Michelle. And they have a lot of carbs. It's just in your DNA. You have a lot of carbs. So Block is a really good tool to have in your arsenal, because Block is an enzyme that stops the conversion of carbohydrates into glucose. So if it doesn't convert into glucose, it just goes out of your system. And no, it doesn't cause diarrhea. I've had that question. It's not like the fat blockers they used to sell. Remember those? People would take fat blockers and then they would have massive diarrhea because they weren't absorbing the fat. Our carb blocker doesn't work that way. It works because we're working on sugars. We're not working on big, huge molecules. So it just decreases the conversion of carbohydrates into glucose by almost 50%. So that's a big deal. So that really will help people.
Okay, cool.
So those are the weight. Any thoughts or questions on the weight loss component there?
No, but I'm sure I'll come back to that. I've never had to do that part. So it's when I talk to people about weight loss, I feel like they're looking at me like, well, what do you know? You're just a stick. And so I've never taken Accelerator. I've never taken Boost. I've never taken Block. So I can't give them my personal experience on that. I've taken all the other stuff, but not that. So it's really, I find it difficult for me to talk about weight loss when I haven't experienced that. Does that make sense?
It does. And so the best thing probably to do there is go into the Journeys page or even into our team page and search for little testimonials about people who've taken Block and Accelerator. And then you could forward those testimonies onto those people and say, look, I've never taken these products, but these people have, and this was their experience. And I just tell people, so I will take Boost for a period of time and then I'll go off of it for a while, just because I don't know if you saw on Facebook, I was struggling. I'll be honest. I was struggling the last about 2 weeks. I was really dragging in the afternoon, literally falling asleep after lunch. And that had not happened to me in 18 months of being on Flexus. And I was kind of at my wit's end, didn't know what to do. And so I decided to start taking my Slim before lunch instead of before breakfast. And that has totally made all the difference. I think my body just needed me to switch things up a little bit.
So that's why you were doing that. I saw where you were experimenting with that. And
yeah, so the truth was I was really struggling. I was tired no matter how much sleep I got. I had no energy. And I was taking 2 Boost and an Edge, and I was just not getting through the day. And I was really discouraged because I hadn't been like that in a long time. I had great energy from the beginning just from Slim. And then I wasn't really taking Boost for energy. I was taking it to kind of help with the weight loss. And then when Edge came out this summer, I was using it in the afternoon to try to help keep me motivated to go work out, and it worked. And for a while, and then I don't know, I guess end of July, I just suddenly had no energy. And I really didn't like admitting that to anybody because, we're talking on our Facebook pages about how all this great natural energy. And I was like, I feel like it's not working for me anymore. So what kind of inspired me was I was watching those, I think it was the 7 video challenge that Laura put in the Pink Rocker.
Right.
Where I think it was Tara was talking about being real and being vulnerable and like being honest when you go through struggles, that you have health setbacks, that you have dips in your journey that don't go the way you wanted them to go. So that's what kind of made me start posting on Facebook and what made me even consider trying it a different way.
Well, that's smart. I mean, I don't know that I would have thought about that.
I'm not sure. Somebody I think must have suggested, I don't remember exactly. I don't remember if it was my idea or somebody suggested it to me. I know that shockingly, I've actually suggested that to my customers who were struggling with their late afternoon temptations and cravings. That's another thing for the timing of the Slim. I had people that were really struggling in the late afternoon to early evening. Those people tend to do better if they take Slim closer to lunchtime. People who tend to have more temptations in the mid-morning, like that 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. time is more their temptation. I think they do better if they take Slim before breakfast. That's a strategy with people that has worked. Mine wasn't really a temptation. It was an energy thing.
Well, and I've also been wanting to try the Edge, but I'm a little nervous about it.
I really loved it. I really did. Right. And I have to tell you, when I went to convention and that's what they announced, I was kind of like, not excited. That's not what I was hoping the new product.
Right.
But then I tried it and it really, I really did feel motivation, like to get through the afternoon and get to my workout and not, oh no, I don't feel like doing it. Because I have to work out in the evenings. I can't get up early in the morning and work out because our gym is in our bedroom and Dave's still asleep. So I can't be on the bike at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I have to be motivated through the afternoon to work out. And I did think the Edge really, really did help when I was taking it in, June and July. But something just happened in the last, I love that my phone's ringing. Oh, sorry, no, I can't talk to you. But Edge, I did notice it. I really did feel like it gave me a nice burst of energy and motivation without being jittery. I didn't notice the mood improvement that some people talked about. But I did feel the energy, and then I just suddenly kind of lost it in the last couple of weeks. So,
Nicole, I had a question.
I think something. Okay. You go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, my question is, I don't do coffee. I don't do coffee. I don't do soda unless there's Jack Daniels involved. But I hardly do that because I want now. I have not taken the Edge. I purchased it for my husband as an anniversary gift because he drinks coffee. I can't stand it. I'm nervous about taking the Edge, but I'm like you, Nicole, when you said by the end of the afternoon, I'm just drained and I've done everything right. Now I normally take my Slim, my pink drink in the morning. That's for breakfast, but I will try to do it at lunch instead.
try that.
I'll try that, but I'm nervous about taking the Edge. I want to try it. I really do. But I'm just nervous about it because it's the unknown. That's a whole new unknown for me because I don't do coffee. I don't do soda. I do chocolate, but that's a different kind of high,
Well, the thing that is good to know about Edge, so the caffeine that's in Edge is not like synthetic caffeine that they have in a lot of supplements. And from what I have learned, that natural caffeine is less likely to make you jittery than synthetic caffeine. Your body, it's more natural. Your body's gonna adjust to it better. I would just give it a try. I've had one person try Edge that didn't like it, and I think I know why. She said it made her nauseous, and I started talking to her about it. the L-theanine and the theacrine are the amino acids that come from Chinese tea leaves. That's the other two ingredients that are in Edge. Well, this girl gets nauseous when she drinks tea. So I think that's why she didn't tolerate Edge. There's something in tea that doesn't sit right with her system.
It's not Whitney, is it?
No, it's not. It's one of my girls I work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing with the Edge, the other thing with the Edge too is because that L-theanine, like the people that have the mood boost with it, that I think we need to know is, I would venture to guess if you asked those customers that report the mood boost if they have history of anxiety. Not necessarily even anxiety disorders, but people that tend toward anxiousness and stress responses with anxiousness are going to most likely have that mood boost with Edge, because when I was in practice, one of the natural medications, if you will, or a natural supplement that I would recommend to my patients that have anxiety is L-theanine. L-theanine totally helps with anxiety. It's a calming effect. And so I think that's what is counterbalancing the caffeine that's in Edge so that we don't feel jittery. But then the theacrine is that extended release, if you will, of the caffeine, but not really caffeine. But
right.
so it's this beautiful balance between calming, kind of getting in your flow, relaxing kind of stuff with the energy so that you don't get the jitters. So that's what's beautiful about Edge and people that might tend towards anxiety and why they feel better on it, because they're probably not feeling their anxiousness anymore. So they feel better. And that's a good thing.
That's so interesting.
And so Manya, for me, I try the Edge because Boost makes me fall asleep. Accelerator makes me cranky because I'm ADHD. And so when everybody talked about all this great energy with Slim, I'm like, I don't know what y'all are like, are you slipping something in with your pink drink? Because I have no energy with this pink drink. So for me, the pink drink was all about the alpha lipoic acid in there and everything that was helping with the autoimmune issues that I have. The ProBio 5, I don't wake up in pain anymore. I feel better. So I got all those health benefits, but I could still use some energy being 45, having 3 children that are 7 and under, giving birth back to back in my 40s. Y'all, I need some energy. And so I was like, dear God, Nate, Edge, please work. Please let Edge work. And so did you Edge is the bomb. I like Edge. I hated it for the first few days because I would take it and about 35 minutes later I would be profusely sweating. It was really weird. But I just was like, you know what? I sweat in China anyway because there's concrete everywhere. So I'm okay. I'm okay. And so I don't take it necessarily every single day because when I do take it, I can't go to sleep until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. It gives me that kind of sustained energy if I take it too late in the day. So if I take Edge, I take it before 10 a.m. So then, because it's not a jittery energy, it was just a
prolonged.
Like I was able to sustain my focus because I am ADHD. I was not distractible. I wanted to just keep getting things done. I spent the tedious work putting together a stupid foam floor for my boys' Lego room, and I had to cut off foam sections and fill them in other places. And normally that would just drive me crazy. And I'd be like, y'all are going to play on wood and I'll put Band-Aids on your splinters. Like, I would not want to deal with it. And so it has definitely helped me maintain my focus. And by the end of the day, everybody's sawing logs. And I'm like, okay, it's helped me work my business better because in China, when it's my late night, it's everybody's morning. And when it's night time it's just been really hard to get a new work schedule over here with Plexus because it's so off schedule, right? So, but anyway, so Edge has been great. Don't be afraid of it. I really doubt it will give you jitters unless like you're just ultra sensitive to caffeine. But it sounds like you don't drink coffee because you don't like it.
I would recommend taking it with food, though. I took it once.
Yes, with food.
And I got a little jittery. I mean, literally, I took 3 little pretzels, and that fixed it. I just needed something in my stomach with it.
Yeah.
Well, Jody, I'm glad you said something about anxiety. I've never really had anxiety, and I had my first panic attack 3 weeks ago.
Wow. Okay.
And never, I mean, I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I thought, I think I'm having a panic attack. I mean, I slept profusely anyway, so that has nothing to do with it. But I think I had a panic attack. And I'm like, oh
Wow.
my goodness. And I mean, I've always been level-headed. I can get hot-headed and emotional, but just the whole, you said that about edge, so I'm going to try that tomorrow. I'm going to try that.
Okay. Good.
But
Let us know how it goes.
I will,
And
and I'll do it before, I'll do it in breakfast time. I don't eat breakfast. That was my pink drink, but I'm switching. So
Switch that up. Yeah. Or even, when I take it on mid-morning, like at 10, I'll take it with like a banana, or I'll take it with just a little snack at 10 o'clock and take it or whatever.
Okay.
So, but if you took it with breakfast, then you might go to bed at 11 o'clock at night instead of what, 8 a.m.
well, the first time I tried the pink drink, another friend had sent me a sample, and I was up till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I asked Nicole,
Oh my word. Yeah.
she's like, no. I'm like, okay. Well, okay. But the next time I
So definitely take your edge earlier. Yeah.
yes.
So the first day you take your edge, definitely take it earlier in the day until you know
Yes.
how extended energy it gives you.
I'm thinking right as I drop, before I take the kids, pick up the kids, take them to school, that's when I do it. But I'm going to try that because, like I said,
Cool.
I'm getting to the point where I start my 2 part-time jobs. I'm in seasonal work, and then I'm also the treasurer for my son's PTA. What? Nobody stood up, so I did it. I'm like, oh, stupid. But and that's giving me anxiety because I'm dealing with other people's money. My money, okay.
Yeah.
Other people's money. It's not even it. Yeah. Anyway, I get my blood pressure going up just talking about it. So I'll try that tomorrow, and I'll let y'all know next week.
And Jody, I'm so glad that you mentioned that about your ADD and the accelerator and the boost, because Nikki, one of my other ambassadors, she had the same thing happen, and she thinks she had a little undiagnosed ADD, and both boost and accelerator. I don't know if she actually ever tried boost, but I know she tried accelerator, and it made her sleepy, really, really sleepy. And Laura had suggested that sometimes those stimulants have the opposite effect in people who have ADD. So that's
Right.
another thing to keep in your like toolbox of things. If somebody tells you that accelerator or boost is giving them the opposite reaction, maybe ask them a few questions. Say, do you think you might have a little underlying ADD? Because that has been reported. You get that opposite effect.
Mhm.
Wow.
And for some people, if they're not wanting to use the boost as like some people use it as like a pre-workout, right? So they want to take it and then work out to help boost those effects. But if you do have ADHD, some people that it makes them sleepy, they will just take their boost at night so that their body can still get the benefits of or even the accelerator. Like they'll take it at night because it can still work to boost your metabolism. But obviously that defeats the purpose if you're wanting to use it with workouts because you're getting ready to go to sleep. So, it kind of depends on why they're wanting to use the accelerator or the boost. If they're just wanting to gradually boost their metabolism over time, they could switch and take their accelerator at night before bed if it makes them sleepy, right? Because then they're just going to sleep, but it will still function in their body the same way. I wouldn't recommend that so much with boost because it works better when you're active, So, but with the accelerator, for somebody that it makes them sleepy, they could take it at night and still get the benefits on what it does for the thyroid and the metabolism, stuff like that.
And that's a good point. I have a couple of people that take boost that do not need to lose weight. They're taking it sheer for the pre-workout. And that girl, that's the girl that got nauseous from the edge. She went right back to boost. She goes, I'm going to stick with my boost. I like boost better than edge. So, at the end of the day, you always have to remind anybody you're talking to that everybody responds a little differently, and it's okay. There doesn't mean anything went wrong. It's just that their system's a little different. Hey, sweet boy.
Cool. You froze.
Hi.
Are you okay? You're not frozen anymore. You were frozen.
I was frozen.
For me, you were.
Okay. So, any other like questions, thoughts? I didn't want to go too long, and I really think we covered a lot of really good stuff tonight. I mean, we got through Triplex and all the companion products and the new Edge.
I think that's awesome.
And thank you so much, Jody, for your expertise and helping us out there, because I really, really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh,
Thank you.
You can say hi real quick.
Hi. Hello.
They're all getting ready to go to bed soon because they're in America.
hi.
Hello.
Hello. Now, all right, really freak out the Chinese people. Say hola.
Well, could be like, huh?
So
Spanish.
I can't remember what the subject I posted for next week was. So next week we have Michelle's Power Hour is on Monday. So this team training will be on Tuesday.
What is this?
But I posted in the Jewel Journey page kind of a list of the different subjects. And if you guys have any suggestions for different subjects or additional subjects that you'd like to talk about, please just shoot me a message or comment on that thread somewhere. Those were just ideas that came off the top of my head as things that might be helpful. It's a bounce house.
Hey, Nicole, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jessica would be able to cut on these calls, but I really would like her to be on these calls. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Because I think she can learn something that, I mean.
Yeah. No, she's
Just
in the
this one
Jewel
call.
Journey. Yeah, she's in that Jewel Journey page. And so she should, what I'm going to do is I will upload this to YouTube and then I will post the link for the recording so that anybody who wasn't on here live can go back and look at it later.
Fabulous.
Because I know like my mom couldn't be on tonight. She's with dad and there are a couple other people that couldn't make it live, but hopefully they can catch it later.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you all so much for being on and great questions and great input. This is really exciting. And if you don't have anything else, are we good?
I am totally good.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I will end the meeting and I will figure out how to get the recording posted, and I will do that as quickly as I can. And otherwise, I'll see everybody on Monday at the Power Hour and next Tuesday for more training.
All right. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Bye, guys. Thank
All right,
you.
y'all. Bye.
Bye.